Hello guys and welcome to a bit of a special video, a bit of a one-off, and we've decided to do a little bit a sort of a podcast, really, if you want to call it that. This is Kelly Ashford, who is a very good friend of mine. She has come to bring some guest locos in the past and do some running sessions just on a live stream, for example, but obviously this video goes out later in the week, so etc. We are going to do a bit of a podcast, which if you've seen the title of the video, is about future additions to our collections and obviously where the collections have come from, how long we've been doing it, just a bit of a chat, bit of a chinwag, so that you guys can find out a little bit more about my collection and Kelly's as well. Obviously, just before we get started, if you haven't already, go and subscribe to Kelly, because we want to get her to 500 subscribers very soon, because she's on 474, aren't you?
Yes.
So we need to get her to 500, so make sure you go and do that. Obviously, if you haven't already and you watch this video and enjoy it, subscribe to this channel because this would be massively appreciated, basically. And we've tried to do a bit of a cool backdrop. So we've got the windows because there's a shed behind it, and that's probably the most unpleasant thing you've ever seen in your entire life. But we've got railway themed, we've got a calendar, and a big dapple box though, which we'll explain in a minute. And then some pictures. And then obviously I've opened the doors on the layout on the Loco collection so you can see the locos in the background, which I think was quite a good idea. Now, when the camera wasn't on video, it was on picture, it slightly was less zoomed out. So the network Southeast 47 was in shot, which unfortunately is no longer, but I will show you guys that in a little while. I need to pop it on the track, this isn't good. Right, bear with. Right, so basically, we're going to talk about our collections and future additions to them. And obviously, Kelly, I think yours is capped at 20, isn't it? Because
yes.
You haven't got a very good, like a very massive amount of storage. So,
well, it's not just the main collection of 20.
Well, yes, you're planning on going down the 009 route, aren't you?
Yeah, but you see, you've got to remember that there's also at the bottom of my wardrobe a small Backman Thomas and Friends collection.
Yes, the collection of Thomas and Friends Locos, which we have had as guests of the Locos as well. So when we've had all of Kelly's Locos come here, there's only 2 now that haven't been.
Yeah.
And then we're probably just going to go back to the start and bring them all back again for other videos. We've had the 43XX Dapple one, very good locomotive. We've had that, haven't we? But the Batman J72/E1.
Yes, yeah.
Else, I believe. Then we've had Princess Elizabeth. We've had. Did we have Leander?
Yes, Leander.
Then we had
Tornado.
Yes, we did have Tornado. I forgot about that one. We had the new Hornby/Prairie. We've had Havant HST today. We've had quite a lot of locos from memory.
Well, does your standard 4-tender engine give you a clue as to...
Yeah, we've had the standard 4-tank engine. We've had the Ivor 2MT. We've had...
the loudest one.
Yeah, we've had the Panniers. We've had loads anyway, so...
Nearly all of my 20.
Yes, we've had 18.
Yeah.
So, got a couple to say, just bear with. We've had quite a lot of logos. So, I'm going to ask you, because you asked me before.
Yeah.
Of all of the locos that you've brought to the collection, brought to the layout, and we've had with my collection joining and running, which has been your favourite that you've seen on the layout? If you had to pick one to bring back again.
Well, I think I'd probably bring back Dapple Dinmore not Dinmore, Hinton Manor again.
Very good locos, those Manor classes, which we'll come back to this later on, but that's what that is.
Sorry, I nearly gave the game away.
But I think my favourite that you've brought to the collection, because she asked me before in the live stream, is the J72.
Yeah, the one in NER green.
It's stunning, right? Absolutely gorgeous. And definitely a loco I will be looking at getting to join the collection soon, because it's one of Batman's modern locos, so it's super detailed, got a really good mechanism, etc. So
It goes with those coaches.
yes, it does. I do have a modern Batman logo. This is why it's open, by the way, just so I can do this. Which is the incredibly heavy, gorgeous Batman 94XX. This is a fantastic locomotive. They're worth an absolute fortune for good reason, because they weigh a ton and they've got an incredible mechanism, and basically the J72 is very similar to this.
Hey, you've forgotten to mention the firebox glow.
Yes, it has firebox glow. It's ludicrously expensive for what it is, because it's not a very big locomotive. But
I'm the one who bought that one, not you.
But the J72 is spectacularly beautiful. It's really well detailed. It's got an amazing mechanism because it's a modern Batman one instead of a rubbish old one, and it's pretty decent. So yeah, basically, how many locos have you got without the Thomas and Friends? It's 20, isn't it?
20 altogether.
Which is quite a lot of locos, really.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I've got 55.
I once went really over the top to have 30.
But 20.
20 is a more sensible number for me.
55 isn't sensible.
No.
But unfortunately, when you get semi-addicted, you end up doing it a bit crazy. Now, that is quite a good collection. It's quite colourful as well. You can't see the bottom shelf, which obviously is full. No, it's not full because the locos out, but it normally is full. And I'm still looking at building on that quite a lot going forward. So there's quite a lot of locos that I'm looking at getting, as we explained before. So, yeah, I think next possibly is going to be... Well, I've got to get rid of the old mana class, which will... Right, basically, that is Dapol Dinmore mana. And the old one, the Batman one, I'm looking at getting rid of in replacement of... Well, for that, because obviously I've got that one. So, any loco because that's going to get Part X at Chester Model Shop, I'm going to use that loco to get money off a new loco. So basically that loco will then join the collection, which I'm looking at getting a diesel again, if I can't find a steam. And then from then I'm hoping to get a Dapol Class 59 this year, the Great Central A5 by Sonic Models this year, the big 462 tank, possibly another couple of locos along the way. I'm not sure, I can't confirm anything. Definitely some diesels, because I'm a bit obsessed now that I've got this Network Southeast 47. And as you will know, Kelly Ashford doesn't like diesels. But mainly steam. I'm going to get some more. Possibly some more LMS, because I haven't got many. We've had to improvise a little bit with the camera because the other tripod broke. So, we're not having much luck with videos today. But you can see this beautiful thing on here. What we'll do is we'll have a loco here every time we do one of these podcasts.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sure.
We won't get to 55, I don't think.
No.
But we'll have like a really nice, expensive loco there. What was we on about? Oh, locos I'm getting.
Yeah.
Quite a lot is the answer. But what would you like to see me get this year? You name some locos that you'd like me to get.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely like to see the 43XX Mogul from Dapol.
Definitely a loco I would consider getting. Definitely.
You said you wanted two of them, didn't you?
Yeah, I do. So, Great Western shirt button would be really nice delivery to get, and the khaki one.
Yeah, so which way round do you think you'll be getting them?
Whichever comes available first, obviously. So,
oh, right,
but
okay.
I would probably say the khaki first, because if that came out...
yeah, okay, soon, you'd be really made up, I know.
That's like the one I'd really like, so...
Sure. Well, I say that because it's a Great Western engine. And you know how much I love God's Wonderful Railway, as I like to call it, the nickname.
Well, of the big four, my favourite's probably LNER and then LMS. No, SR, Southern, and LNER, probably joint.
Oh,
then
right.
LMS, then Great Western Railway.
Well...
in that order. But that doesn't mean I dislike Great Western in any way.
No, because I've gotten you in love with the manners.
Yeah. I like all four, but I just have a little bit of a soft spot for Southern and LNER a little bit more, which I don't like the south of England. I don't really like the people from there. and I don't like their accent, and they're all incredibly wealthy, and it really annoys me. But I like the locos they made. London North Eastern is the best though, because it's up north mainly, and they're all built in Doncaster and in north, in Yorkshire, which is just the best place ever. And that's why I like a lot of them. So it is what it is.
Well, for me, it's kind of the opposite way around, because for me, God's Wonderful Railway always comes first.
We do like LMS as well.
I do love LMS and LNER. Yeah. I think those two are equal second, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't do Southern engines.
We do Terriers.
Well, okay, I fell for the Terrier Leadenhall. Yes, I agree, I fell for that. But now she's in your collection because I've replaced her with the new J94 that I've got, and you want to see that one.
Which we haven't yet seen on the channel, so
that one
nice
is. She is visiting next, along with an American steam engine from the Chattanooga Express train set.
Very nice.
From eBay.
Yeah.
And also I will bring up along her rolling stock. It's not much, just an all car, which is like an open wagon, only a bit bigger, and the caboose, plus the 2 Disneyland carriages.
Maybe do all of them together.
Yeah, all of them at once. Yeah, I'm sure she can manage those. She is an 060 anyway.
Yeah. Well, speaking of foreign locos...
You want some German ones, don't you?
Yes, it's not really something I get because I don't really like foreign locos so much. I do like a British loco. As you can see, this is quintessentially British. It's Class 47 in a crazy, beautiful livery. But I do like a couple of fractions of foreign locos. As you know, so German, do quite like some German ones. I like, the really big ones.
Yes.
Is it the 52s they're called? The DB52s or something? Something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. They're massive anyway, they're huge. I like some of the Pacifics they have. They're really quirky.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking at some of those. And then the USATC S160, which technically isn't an American loco because it's like the USA dock tank. It was built in Britain.
Yeah.
I like those.
Sure.
So I'll probably look at getting one of those. The only problem is the HO. And the models are tender driven. And that, for me, is like a no-no. But I'm hoping that a company will soon do a double O gauge one, because obviously we've got one in preservation.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see that one replicated in model form in double O gauge.
My Backman American 060 Frisky, as I've named her, she's a HO Backman model, and she runs on double O gauge track perfectly well.
I know, but obviously,
I'm sure mine is. She's actually loco driven, not tender driven.
Doesn't have a tender because it's a tank engine, isn't it?
No, mine's
a tender.
Yes,
right.
Mine is a tender engine, but the motor is in the engine, not the tender.
Yeah, it's because it's. I can't remember, who's it built by now? Is it Rocco? I think made the S160. So
I think so. Rocco.
That's
why that would sound right.
That's
I think
why
so.
they do it. Yeah. That's why it's tender driven. Some of the German locos are tender driven as well. I'd be looking at a big boy. Do quite like them. They're quite, because they're just massive. They're just. I don't like the way. It's not a very pretty loco in any way.
Well, no.
But it's just a powerhouse, and that's why I like it. It's a 4884. It's got 16 driven wheels in model form, and has traction tyres, which is, for me, a no-no most of the time. But imagine how powerful a loco with 16 driving wheels and traction tyres is. That thing is gonna pull flipping stuff. Jesus, that is gonna be incredibly powerful.
One of my new YouTube friends, Loco Layton, has got a big boy on his railway, and it will run on second radius curves and first radius curves, so I don't think you should have too much of a problem.
Well, it's got the driven wheels rotate, so they're on pivots, so they can steer, so they can go around dead tight corners. I wouldn't have an issue running one on this line here.
The only trouble is you haven't got any rolling stock with the appropriate couplings.
I'd swap the couplings.
Oh, can you?
Swap them, yeah. You can swap them on the big boy because it's built by River Rossi, so I think it's got NEM couplings. But if it hasn't, they're probably screwed in, so I'd just take the KDs off and just put the normal ones on, just big ones.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But there'll be no big boy on my railway.
That they're 318 quid in double O, I think. I believe that they're nearly, or if not more expensive in N-gauge than they are in HO, which makes no sense.
I'd say they were definitely more expensive than N-gauge.
No, I think the N-gauge one is no cheaper. I don't think it's any cheaper. It's around the same price.
So they do them in N-gauge too?
They do it with an N-gauge, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not getting that. No.
No, but I would probably quite like to get one. I'd like to get technically a British locomotive. I'd like to get a Bayer Garrett as well.
Yeah, Sam's got one of them.
He's got the white one, though.
Yeah, the white one.
I don't really like that. I just have the LMS black, to be honest. You know, the normal
yeah,
one,
yeah.
Because they look quite cool. I don't think I'd get the revolving coal bunker either. I think I'd just get the two box.
Yeah,
the
sure.
bunker and the tank boxes.
I know what you mean.
That's quite a cool logo. They're not that expensive, really.
Maybe not.
Because if you think about it, they were like 210, 215 quid, something like that when they came out at the retailers. Most locos are more than that now. The Hush Hush was 220. This was 201. So quite a lot of locos are creeping up to 200 quid. So to be fair, that's not that bad. Actually, if you think about it, 320 or so for the big boy isn't that bad, considering how flipping massive it is. Because bear in mind, that's HO. And it's bigger than anything we've got in double O gauge by a long way. It's bigger. It's probably that long.
That's probably because it's essentially two steam engines.
Yes, it's massive.
In one.
And the tender's probably longer than this Class 47. And this is a big loco, really, if you think about it. So...
Well, I know the...
So, that is huge. And the Hush Hush is too big to fit in the cupboard. It has to sit slightly on an angle because it's that big.
You'll never get it perfectly straight.
I would never get a Garrett or a USA locomotive in there. I wouldn't get a GS4 Daylight in there, which is another loco I'd love to get for the collection. A German loco probably wouldn't fit in here because our locos, you think they're big. They're not. And these are double O gauge, so it's slightly larger scale than HO. And the German locos and the USA locos are all HO, so they're slightly smaller scale. So imagine how big a double O gauge big boy would be. It would be huge. It would be absolutely massive, but it's massive anyway in HO. But I would like to get one eventually, because eventually the plan is, when I eventually end up moving out, which is probably going to be quite a long time, is to have a massive model railway. Huge, goes around the outside like that on the walls. And like a bit that's like scenery and everything, it'll be fantastic. And I have a huge collection of locomotives. Because this is a hobby at the end of the day, I'm not really going to stop doing it because I'm a little bit obsessed. It's probably not healthy how obsessed I am, but it's a collection, it's fun. And I would like to get some big, imagine just a big boy, just pulling loads, and 10 Mark 1 marine coaches behind it would look really funny. But the coaches are tiny, it will be tiny compared to it. But the Daylight is a really nice loco actually. That's a nice loco. The one that Sam's got, the orange one. But that would be vibrant because obviously, if you don't know anything about me, I like colourful locomotives. I do like something that's a bit different. There's the typical blacks and the greens and, you know, like your normal colours. But then you've got some like the Terriers, which are... This is known as improved engine green. Now, if you've got eyes that work, you'll notice that that isn't green. There's a bit of green lining on it, but it isn't green. That's because the designer was colourblind. So he thought to him that was green. But however, to anybody who's not blind, it's like a yellowy orange. Now there is
ochre?
Whatever they call it. I call it yellowy orange.
Well,
that's what it is.
It looks more ochre to me, because that's what you would call it.
Yellowy orange. That's what it is. Anyway, it's a fantastic livery. I would like to see more locos in that livery, so more LBSC locos. So we have a couple. Obviously, we've got the Browns. I like the Brown liveries as well, like on the E4 and the Atlantic.
Yeah.
One of those Brown Atlantics is definitely joining the collection eventually. I actually want one of each Atlantic. I want the Great Northern Green one.
Yeah.
I want the H1 Beachy Head in black, the one they're building.
Yeah.
then the H2 in the LBSC, but I'd also like an olive green southern one as well. But I think that's H2 or H1. So I'd have 2 of one class. And then
right. Okay, yeah.
Because Atlantics are so beautiful. Maybe a malachite one as well, because they look sick. No, I'm obsessed. I really like Atlantics. I can't believe I've got this far. I've built this collection up so much and I've still not yet bought an Atlantic. It's because they're really difficult to find, though, to be fair.
Well,
they're not easy to find.
Well, to be honest, no offence or anything, but I am not keen on the design of the Atlantic. You can buy one if you want, if you find one, but...
Well, at the end of the day...
It is your choice.
Not everybody likes the same logos, so that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
So. It's like with cars, not everybody likes the same cars, so... But I'm glad you like Mazbaz.
Well, of course.
Because it's a wicked car.
Well, I don't love him because he's wicked. I love him more because he's my first favourite colour, red.
He's bright red, he's loud, he's got a happy face. What more do you want?
A ride in him.
We can't when the weather's this bad. Actually, to be fair, it's gone really nice. It was horrendous before. We started filming the HST running session video we did before with the guest logo, Harvey, HST. And it was pouring down. And when I was trying to get these logos to run, because obviously these old Wingfield HSTs are not very reliable.
Excuse me, mine proved to be reliable.
Yours is fine. Mine, on the other hand, which is this one, isn't. I knocked the table and that's why that went. So, the weather was horrendous, but blue skies out a little bit now, which is good. So, but yeah, we obviously the collection is going to grow quite a lot in the next couple of years, etc. Going forward. I can see it reaching over 60 this year. It'll reach over 60 this year.
Oh, all right, okay.
I will need another one of these to go here. Because
so what will happen to this one then?
That one I don't know, but the coaches will move elsewhere.
Like there?
Probably into there. I'm not sure. I might get the storage for there though, because I think it'd look quite cool under there.
Sure.
And then have this one as the main cupboard, but then it's just a faff going.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But they're in here because the doors are closed, and when it gets hot in here, obviously they stay nice and cool and they're protected from sunlight. So
sure.
That's why I have the doors on them, and that's why I have like another one with doors. So it's entirely likely that we get another one of these, stick it next to it, because I've measured it deliberately so that I can get 2, because I knew that this wouldn't be enough. Anyway, so I think there's, how many's in the top there? 1, 2...
Thomas and Percy.
3, 4. So there's 4 in the top, discount the manor. There's 49.
Are you sure that's right?
No, because there's 4 in there. There can't be 51 in there. No, because there's a couple there, there's 2 there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I've not put that anywhere yet, because there's not enough spec now.
Well, just...
I don't know how many there's in here. I've lost count of how many logos I've got, and I have literally only like... No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, there's 50 in there. Why are they on? It's because they were close to this. Didn't realise that was like properly magnetic. Where's the fish plate? There you go.
Try not to have the magnet so close.
Yeah, there's about 50 in this cupboard, but I can't... I'm sure you can't put 50 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48. Yeah, you can probably put about 48, 49 in it.
Huh.
I think you can put 49 in that.
Okay.
Which would work right because there's 6 in there. That's
Yeah.
right. No, there is 49 in there and there's 6 in the top because discounting the manor.
So that would make...
No, it can't work. I don't know. I think there's 48 in there. I don't know. Anyway. No, because I counted the space for that one. So yeah, that's right. 49 in there and there's 6 in there. So I could get another one of them with 49 in.
Okay.
If I double stack some of the 1000s in there. So that's nearly 100 if you include the ones on the top. So that's quite a lot of logos. I don't think I'll get to that stage for a couple of years. But 60 definitely next year, I reckon. But this year.
Me too.
Because it's New Year now. Which would be nice to see. Obviously, that's going to be a general mix of steam and diesel, because obviously I want to bring the diesel fleet up a little bit more.
So I've heard.
I know. And then obviously build the steam fleet up, because obviously there's a lot of steam locos I still haven't got. I'd like to get an L1. That's what I'd like to get. I know you don't like the L1. The Thompson L1.
Well,
264 tank, the L and L1.
I didn't say I really detested it as such. It's just that with me, with some of the steam engines, I'm like not keen on the design. They're okay, but they're just not quite me. You know, they don't shout out to me.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of locos that you won't like that I get.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What about as a GT3? That's not a diesel.
Are you sure?
It's a gas turbine. It's not a diesel.
Well,
it runs on gas turbine.
I really detest that one.
Big Bertha, I really want that.
Detest?
It's a steam loco.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
It's an O10O. It's cool. It's got 10 wheels, 10-wheel drive. To be fair, it all depends on what's available at that time.
Yeah, sure.
But there are definitely a list of locos I'm definitely going to get. But I'm hoping that the Hornby announcement on Tuesday the 10th, which I don't know if this video goes out before or after. It probably after. I don't know whether that's going to tell us anything interesting about... That's a plane. That was loud.
Sounds more like a motorbike to me.
That was really an EasyJet plane. It just sounded a lot louder. I don't know whether that's going to tell us anything about so many interesting locos coming out. But I'm not buying directly from Hornby anyway, because the prices are just, like, too high. It's just like, Jesus Christ. When you look at them, it's like flipping, eh? So, that's a no-go. But really, I think they should bring the prices down, because I think that they were increased so they could get income for TT120. Now that they've got that rolling out, there's no need for it to be so expensive, so they can bring the cost down a little bit of their double gauge locos. Because let's be fair, Dapple are churning out locos for 130 quid.
Yeah.
Why Hornby? They're no different. They're no worse than. In fact, a lot of them are a lot better than Hornby locos, and they're able to churn them out for a lot less.
Yeah. Like I got Dapple Hinton Manor for like £140, 72 pence.
But that's a really good price for a modern super detailed, reasonably large locomotive, steam loco, like the Class 68, which you can't see in shot, but if you haven't already, you can watch the review. Fantastic locomotive, 136 quid, brand new, super detail. The new super detail, new tooled Class 59 is about 145, which isn't bad, is it, really?
No.
It's a good price. The 43 XXs were about 135, weren't they, when they were new? Like, these are, yes, that is a lot of money to most people. But in the world of model railways, especially now, at this time when everything's really expensive, that's not a lot of money. For a loco of that size as well. Because some small tank engines, like Batman priced the 94 XX at more than the 43 XX from Dapple. And yes, the 94 is a fantastic loco, but so is the 43 XX. It's not really wrong with the Dapple locos. Like, the Hornby Large Prairie is more expensive than the Dapple one.
Yeah.
And the Dapple one is far superior than the Hornby one. The Hornby one is decent, but the Dapple one is far better and is a lot less expensive. But obviously when you bought yours, the Dapple one wasn't out, so that's fair enough. And yours is a very good loco, to be fair. There's been reliability issues, but yours has been as reliable as...
Yeah.
And just...
well...
As an old diesel car, it's like just churns along all day.
Well,
not wrong.
I'm not swapping my new modern Hornby Large Prairie tank engine for a Dapple. Well, I'm sorry, that's a no-no.
Well, I'm hoping to get the Dapple one.
Well,
so hopefully
the
I
Dapple
can convince
ones
you.
are somewhat better, aren't they? I would imagine.
We will just conclude this. So I hope you have just enjoyed listening to us talk about the locos we want to get, just how the collections have been developing. In terms of my collection as a whole, I've probably been collecting, I think, 8 years now. And it's gone to this, but it's rapidly grown in the last couple of years. So it's getting quite big. But it's not going to stop. And obviously, we've said some of the nice locos already that we're looking at getting, or that I'm looking at getting mainly because your collection's capped at 20. But if you have any ideas for locos I should get, obviously comment them down below. If you've enjoyed this sort of video, then obviously let us know. We can do more. And I don't mind having other guests in as well. So if you want to join us for a video to be in the podcast, then let me know. We can do a sort of topic of your choice, and we can just have a bit of a chinwag about railways. We might do heritage steam locos next or something. So it's okay.
Now that is a topic I can relate to because I know quite a lot.
Yeah, we could do a heritage rail sort of topic about real railways rather than models.
Sure.
As a next podcast.
Yeah.
They're not going to be all the time. I'm going to do one video a week, but luckily this will fit into that. So we can sort of spread the variation out a little bit. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to Kelly's channel to get her to 500 subscribers. That's really difficult to say dead quick. And obviously, make sure to sub to this channel because it would be massively appreciated. We can do more videos like this, and obviously get more locos to review and enjoy. So that would really help us out. And until next time, we do apologise about some of the camera falling over if you've seen it, or like editing jumps because the cameras fell over or we've been interrupted. But unfortunately, these things happen. Luckily, the world of edit is a good place. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you all very soon for some more videos. Goodbye.
Au revoir.